Welcome back, everyone. We have an update from NurExone Biologic Inc. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol NRXBF and on the TSXV under the symbol NRX. It's a pharmaceutical company that's developing a platform for biologically guided exosome-based therapies to be delivered non-invasively to patients who have suffered central nervous system injuries. Please welcome its CEO, Dr. Lior Shaltiel. Welcome, Doctor.
Hi, great to be here. Thank you again for the opportunity to give a brief update in what NurExone does. And we are literally trying to be where nature ends and NurExone begins. And I will explain you briefly today and open it as soon as possible for Q&A in order for you to discuss with me and all your questions. So this is the disclaimer as a publicly traded company. I don't have time to read it. We are publicly traded since 2022, June. The Canadian company holds 100% of the Israeli company, LTD, that make the research on this cutting-edge technology. What we have as a recent update, one, we completed pre-IND last year. We are working very hard to get all the necessary documents for the preclinical and the diagnostic of our product, for our know-how, the spec for the product for the FDA. So this is ongoing and pending work for us. But I'm very happy that just last month we received another orphan drug designation, this time from Europe, from the EMA, and this add up for the FDA ODD, orphan drug designation, that we received last year. So we have two continents, two big markets that NurExone with our XO-P10 product will receive a market exclusivity, and we will have tax benefits and other very important achievement that we can get through the regulator, like shortened approval of process and average price that is be higher than the normal because of our status. The company is traded at the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture and also listed at Frankfurt and other German stock exchange. And just this year, we also can be traded at the OTCQB, as we heard before, NRXBF. The NurExone platform and the technology behind the product is exosomes, which are loaded post-production with our active pharmaceutical ingredient, which is siRNA. And this creates a new tool, a new drug delivery system, in my opinion, the ultimate drug delivery system to deliver specifically as a guided missiles to inflamed tissue, which is very relevant after spinal cord injury. The advantage is that you can do it in minimal invasive way. It's an off-the-shelf product, meaning it's not personal medicine. You can treat one batch, several patients. It's a cell-free, so all the complication of cell therapy is not here. And we cross the BBB, which is a very, very important factor when we deal with a CNS indication. Those are the results. On the right hand, you can see the rat after our first proof of concept actually from the university, which we translate several times in our lab. And we can also go down to the tissue level, and you can see how a full transection, when there is no neurons, are filled up with neurons, and this is translated to a functional recovery. We continue to do it in another proof of concept. We saw the same results. Overall, around 75% of the rats show improve in functional recovery, motor and sensoric. The market here can be differentiated by several ones. One is the spinal cord injury, our product, our proof of concept, small indication, relatively fast track because the group of patients are much smaller. On the other hand, we show in June, and we will soon publish the final report of our ophthalmology approach based on glaucoma model. and we could see very positive results showing functional recovery in ERG after 18 days post-injury. This is another market. This is much larger market. Again, one product, two indication. This is another step for the company. And then the platform itself, using our patents, mainly the loading opportunity to load exosomes post-production. This is a huge advantage to work in a collaboration or joint venture with other big pharmaceutical companies. I'm almost finished. Just to give you a brief where we are going all ahead to clinical stage company. I hope we will see it in the end of the next year, beginning of 2026. It can be, our aim is to do it with at least one indication, the spinal cord injury or glaucoma or both. And that's, of course, not it's rely on resources and budget, but not about technology. The technology shows that our drug can be effective in both indications. And with that, I would finish. That was just a brief. The main take-off message, another ODD, orphan drug designation from NurExone, another regulatory approval for us, and we are going ahead to a clinical stage company. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. A few questions. Robert wants you to talk a little bit more about your technology and how it reverses glaucoma. Is that what it does?
Okay. Regarding glaucoma, if I will just explain it with the spinal cord injury. If you take glaucoma, we are talking about optic nerve damage. In glaucoma, you have increased pressure of the pressure in the eyes. That's reflected to a damage in the optic nerve. 50% of the optic nerve usually is damaged or destroyed due to glaucoma, due to the pressure. What we saw is in the glaucoma model, meaning having a damage in the optic nerve, we can repair the optic nerve and bring it to a functional recovery as a normal eye. And the control here is on the same rat. One eye is treated, the other eye is our control, untouched. So on the same, we compare eye to eye on the same animals due to ethical issue. You cannot blind an animal, and we can see that the normal eye behave like the treated, well, actually the opposite. The treated eye is active and responsive as the normal eye, which is untreated.
And McKenna says, congratulations for the new designation. What are the next milestones for these new markets?
As we are talking of the same product, maybe change of indication, change of route of administration. If the spinal cord is intrathecal or intranasal, here we are talking about subretinal injection into the eyes. It's maybe a small different in the formulation, but the basic of the drug is the same. So the CMC mainly is almost the same. We can run it in parallel to have two IND for one company. And so this is, we will work on that. Second, we have other opportunity related to our business. We are one of the leading company in the exosome field. We have a lot of know-how how to produce exosomes and how to load exosomes. And I'm also expecting to have several milestones related to our business in the next coming months.
And Matthew asks, how are you doing on financing in this environment?
So we just closed in November the second tranche of our financing. All in all, September and November is one round is around 1.9 million Canadian dollars. So we just inject more capital into the company.
Wonderful. Well, do you have any closing remarks for our viewers today?
I would say we have a lot of updates. We constantly releasing disseminating press release on a weekly basis. You can follow us on social media. Today, I just was very happy because we crossed the 3,600 followers on LinkedIn. As a relative young company, I would say 4 years. I think it's a very nice achievement. And I think our investors and our followers appreciate what we do. And I hope you will do the same. Follow us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this update. We look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year, everybody. And thank you.
Wonderful. All right, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back.